Hey guys, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks. I've got a treat for you today, brought to you by Alinseby. Thank you so much for this replay, it is a joy to watch. And as I hold down my tab key, you guys might be thinking that Alinseby is in a terrible situation. Stats don't matter. This is a 23% win chance game, as estimated by XPM. Now in these kind of games, you see people do lots of stupid things. You see them rush in blindly, thinking that the game is already lost, and try and get into their next game. This is just completely stupid and ignorant play. These are the games that you've got to lust after, as Alinseby is going to show. He is in the Tier 10 Japanese medium tank, the STB-1. And he's going to put it to great use against at least a statistically superior team. So he has found a French Tier 9 medium tank, a Lorraine 40T. Alinseby is going to make a lot of use of auto-aim in this replay. And he's going to put it to good use. But right now in this situation, I think he would be doing a lot better if he tried to angle his tank in this way to hide as much of his side armor as possible. Nevertheless, he took one shot and put two into the Lorraine and forced him to retreat, which allowed his friends who were over there to finish him off. Now he's putting pressure on the enemy heavy tanks which are pushing through. Unfortunately for him, the long aim time and mediocre accuracy on the STB-1 means that he fails to track the IS-8 there. But he's going to make up for it, as he sticks his Tier 10 Soviet heavy tank with the front of its tank up in the air. There's nothing that this IS-7 can do. And the fantastic rate of fire on the STB-1 takes him out very quickly indeed. And this is where the STB-1 is in its environment. It fires 7.5 105mm rounds a minute, giving it one of the highest DPMs on any of the medium tanks. I think the second highest actually, after the Object 430. And he is ripping apart the enemies here. And this is exactly what the STB-1 does best. It's a support tank. And his team are pushing very aggressively through the north and overwhelming these high-tier Soviet heavy tanks. Now, even though Alinseby has had a great round so far on the northern flank with his friends, the enemy team has also ripped apart the southeast flank, killing quite a few vehicles and starting to put pressure on the enemy base, and also flank the northern pocket of Alinseby's team. He believes the AMX-50B might have snuck up there, but he finds him instead here. The first shot goes in, and the 50B pulls back. Alinseby takes a look to make sure the IS-3 isn't going to shoot him in the side and proceeds to chase down the Tier 10 French heavy tank. Oh, bit of an unlucky shot there. He misses the 50B, and the 50B puts in a good round into him, and then takes his outside track off, meaning Alinseby misses his second shot at him. But it looks like the 50B is reloading now. You can tell because he's basically looking behind his tank. And that's an opportunity that Alinseby is not going to give up, as he secures the kill on that very deadly Tier 10 French autoloader. Now he spots a T-34 who has just fired. Aim it. What a shot into the side of the T-34 there, which allows him to flank behind a T-95 who is chewing up a T-34. Now the T-95 might be one of the strongest tanks frontally in the game, but this is where it will completely fail. Now Alinseby's team have been just ambushed by a Borsig. He thought, oh, I've got loads of friends behind me, they're going to do really well. What a disaster as Alinseby chews up this T95, the T34 falls, the IS-8 falls. Alinseby takes out the T95, but this platoon on the enemy team, and let me just pause it here for just a second, the SU-100M1, the Borsig, and the Jagdtiger 88 in conjunction with this Bulldog just annihilated 2 Tier 9 heavy tanks and a Tier 8 heavy tank, completely changing the outcome of this game. Now Alinseby is versus 5 opponents with an IS-8 and a T-32. And he has a Leopard prototype directly in front of him. With a Borsig sneaking up behind, he has to make a move. He notices that, he turns his tank around, spots the Borsig, and realizes there's only one way out of this situation. He puts a good one into the Leopard prototype, receives a shell from the SU-100M1. Bounces his second shot and manages to flank him beautifully using the speed of the SDB-1. For his second shell, he rolls really high, 449. What an excellent roll there to take out that Tier 7. Wow, Tier 7 Soviet tank destroyer. And that's lucky because perhaps the Borsig might have been able to sneak in behind him. And there he is. And finish him off. The Borsig makes a great kill there on the IS-8. Leaving Alinseby with a T-32 who's protecting base, probably against the M41 Walker Bulldog. That's not actually a terrible position for a T-32 at this stage in the game. But for all intents and purposes, we consider this a 1 versus 3. Now Alinseby is not very healthy. He's got 481 hit points left. That means that irrelevant of the gun that the Borsig is using, it's a 50-50 whether he kills him or not. However, the Borsig misses. And Alinseby is using HE, high explosive rounds here. 490 damage, just over the average. Sneaks in around, the Borsig is on soft terrain, which means that he's unable to have the track traverse to get his gun around. And Alinseby penetrates a second high explosive shell, doing 437. What a round so far. 9 kills, 7,500 damage. It's unfortunate that the Jagdtiger 88 was unable to team up with the Borsig. It looks like he was defending the base. But there's also a very dangerous Walker Bulldog on the enemy team that Alinseby needs to take care of as well. The Jagdtiger 88 misses his first shot. Alinseby tries to track him, I believe, but misses. He's got 2 APCR rounds left. Puts one into the front armor and proceeds to flank around the Jagdtiger 88. Takes a shot from the Walker Bulldog. Puts one into him on the move. And this is where he knew that he was going to win the game and have a great one. He ran out of APCR shells, and as you can see, heat does not go through little destructible walls. And some very graceful moves here leaves this Tier 8 German tank destroyer completely redundant, securing his 11th kill of the game. What a fantastic result. Many people would forgive a player for losing hope when facing a team such as this with a team like that. Alinseby, however, did not give up. He had to kill 70% of the enemy team to claim victory in this game. What a fantastic result in the Tier 10 Japanese medium tank. A result made even more special, at least within the context of this video, as Alinseby is what a lot of the pretentious players of World of Tanks would describe as an average player. All I know is this game was an absolute joy to watch, and Alinseby showed the strengths of the SDB-1, kept calm against all odds, and came through winning the game for his team. Alinseby, thank you so much for this replay. Let's just take a very quick look at the post-game stats. Unsurprisingly, this was Alinseby's Mastery Badge, High Caliber, and a Pools Medal for taking out over 10 of the enemy team. Alinseby achieved 9,000 damage. This game, 1,605 base experience. We got to see just how flexible the SDB-1 is in this replay, with 10 degrees of gun depression, a fantastic rate of fire, and still having great penetration on the gun. At the short to mid ranges that we saw throughout this gameplay, the 2.3 seconds of aim time, which is pretty weak for a tier 10 medium tank, and the mediocre accuracy doesn't really matter. Alinseby used the raw power and excellent mobility of the STB-1 to outplay his opponents and come through with an excellent victory. And the only minor critique that I would give is that Alinseby should probably focus on using his sniper mode a little bit more when he doesn't need to use third person and auto aim to keep his tank moving, especially against that Lorraine at the beginning. He could have handled that situation a lot more cleanly. But I digress, that's a completely insignificant thing in light of the fantastic replay that we just saw. And I thoroughly enjoyed. And if you guys did as well, please consider giving this video a like down below. It really helps the channel out. And if you want to see another fantastic STB1 gameplay, then simply click up here and you'll go right through to it. And let me know in the comments down below what you think about statistics in World of Tanks. Are they depended on too much? I know I truly love an underdog, and seeing Alinseby come through in this game was just awesome, and that's why I really wanted to put this on the channel. Anyway guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.